So we started our day at Brown Mountain on Trail 4. This was the first day that we were able to go. Opening weekend was this past weekend, but we were at the beach. And so I just kind of fast forwarded it through this because Trail 4 is really just nothing. That's where we start because we go all the way to the top. And then normally we had a trail that we would hit. We would go 4, then 5, then 7, and then like circle back through. But I've gotten a lot better. So now you can see right here we're hitting off instead of going straight to 5. We're hitting this little pink trail. And I get stuck on a log that's on there. And Kenneth probably is thinking right away, this is going to be a horrible day. And she is not doing well because it doesn't happen. It's not too far into this. And I just made a wrong turn. But you can't really tell it in the video. Like as I was watching it to edit, this trail has you can see it's got some logs across it.
I wasn't prepared.
Which normally I don't have any trouble, but I think I was just in my own head already.
And I didn't have any trouble, but I just stopped.
Roots and things that were across the trail.
I pulled a crystal.
You can't tell it, but they're like sideways, and they kind of mess you up whenever you're going because you hit them and they kind of take you every which way. So it just makes it more challenging. And
I'm way back
I kept slipping up and messing up, and I was just already in my own head of I really wanted to ride well, and I think I'm already messing up, and I think I just self-sabotage myself of
I don't know. I don't see
this
it
is
at all.
sucking, and I'm not doing well,
Okay.
and Kenneth's going to get frustrated at me. And then, of course, right here, I should have went up and around this,
down
but instead I went
this?
right into this, and it just collapsed. Normally I'm pretty good at log crossings, and I really thought it would be okay, but the whole thing just collapsed, and I'm just
spinning.
I'm
stuck.
just spinning my tires on it, and so
That's what I asked.
I felt so bad. I tried. I got off the bike. I pulled it sideways. I really did make a valiant effort to get myself off of the log, and so I was stuck. Kenneth had to come back and help me, and he was nice about it. He wasn't frustrated with me, but it's still early in the day, so he was good. But I know just from experience that he was already thinking this is not going to be a good day, and I was determined that it was going to be a good day, and that I was going to do well, and that I was going to be able to do harder stuff. I just had to get out of my own head and be able to do it. So I didn't have any more trouble on this, but I didn't really do great either. When we did it the next time, or no, this part we didn't do again, the other section, but I did much better. So I don't know. I sometimes, as we were riding, I was thinking that sometimes I get almost embarrassed when people ask me how long that I've been riding, because I feel like that I should be much better than I am. And I realized, though, I had an epiphany, and really I had this epiphany and more when I was hiking the other day, of just everybody has their own journey, and you can't feel bad for where you are. I was listening to a motivation, and they said you can't get mad at somebody for trying. And I really have made a lot of effort to be good at dirt bikes. I just don't know. I'm just so fearful, and I struggle all the time, and it's just frustrating that I feel like everybody around me was so good. Kenneth didn't start riding until he was older. Well, he rode when he was younger, but didn't start riding again, racing. And he was just good at it. Both my kids were just good at it. And all of our friends were, they were maybe C riders that should have been B riders, or B riders that should have been A riders. And like, I was just back here being a C rider that should have been a D or E rider. And I just felt like I actually, because of that, I put myself in this box that, like, I didn't deserve to be better or couldn't get better. And so I almost like self sabotage myself with all this negative talk, and I was always scared and always nervous. And I told Kenneth, I don't really know what happened that changed that, but last year it started happening. This year it definitely has just come together for me. And I've just decided that I'm not going to be in this box, and that I can be good, and that there's nothing about me that says like you can't be good at dirt bikes. And like, I don't know why I got that in my head, that I thought I couldn't, or that I was never going to be able to, but I just never thought that I would be able to do even the things that I'm doing now. And I just decided that this was going to be the year that things were going to come together for me. And they have. And I've been really excited about a lot of the things that I'm able to do. And I know that like I'm growing more and more and able to put that together. And I'm not really sure why that I thought that I couldn't get better, or that I was never gonna be there, because I'm not like that with anything else. Like, I always have almost like crazy delusional positive thoughts about my abilities, except when it comes to dirt bikes. And like with dirt bikes, I was always just so fearful and afraid. And now, like, I think my riding ability has gotten better, and so I've been able to do more, and my fearfulness has went away a lot more. The biggest point that I'm trying to make in saying all this about myself is that I can't imagine that I'm the only person, especially the only female, who kind of feels like this, of like, you're never gonna equal what other people's riding ability are, especially if you started late in life like I did. Like, I'll be 50 this year, and I feel like it's weird. It's like I've just now arrived, and I don't know how to explain that, but it's like I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be 50.
Of course.
And I am so thankful for the life that I have now, for the life that I've created. And I feel like without all the struggles that I've had, without lupus, without the family issues that we've been through, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. So like, if you are like me and it's taken you 10 years to figure out how to ride or do whatever it is that you have a goal to do in your life, it's not too late. Like, you can still recreate yourself, and you can be amazing and incredible. And I'm definitely not where I want to be, but as I watch my videos now, I'm amazed that like this is me, and that I can ride, and that I can do the things that I used to think would never happen. And I used to wonder, how can people ride all day and not just be exhausted? And I realized through a lot of both therapy, and I don't mean like going to a therapist, I have a health coach, and through like my health coach and my functional doctor, I have realized that I was literally like, my cortisol levels were out the roof, and I was living in such a high state of stress all the time that it was like I was running from a bear every minute of my life. So when I was riding and racing, and I was in that fearful state of mind, my heart rate would go out. I mean, like it was insane. Like I was a level 4 and 5 for almost the whole 2 hours. And that's just not healthy and that's not normal. And even when I was in sections that were easier, I never calmed down because I was always worried about what was ahead. And now when I ride and when I race, I know I have full confidence that I will get through every section, and sometimes I get through them even better than my counterparts. And I know that I have the confidence now to do that. So I don't worry so much about getting through it. It's just about, can I do it faster? Can I do it better? Can I be more efficient and practice my techniques? Where before I was just death gripped the whole race and worried that I was taking up space. And I don't even know how to explain that to somebody that doesn't understand that. But I was embarrassed for the space that I was taking up. And if you've never felt like that, I'm sure it's hard to understand. But I just didn't feel like that I belonged out on the racetrack. And through a lot of self evaluation and hard work, I have realized that I have just as much right to be out there as everybody else, even if I'm not a great rider. And I actually beat people in races now. And I used to be the last person. I was always like, the only people that were below me were the DNFs. And that happened a lot. And sometimes it was because I would drop out of a race. And what I've realized now is that I was self sabotaging myself. So I would concentrate and focus so much about a hard section or a bad section, and I would just create this what if scenario that I can't possibly go through that section again because I barely made it through. Even if I didn't have any trouble, if I barely made it through, I would think, well, next time I won't make it through. So I can't go through that section again. So I would, I mean, I really did have pain. I really did have all these issues. And I still do have those. I just would create even more because, you know, if your breathing is not good, if your mentality is not there, then the pain gets on top of you and you can't control that. And now I feel like I'm in control of the pain. I tell it it's not there. And I have spent a long time of trying to get to there. So if you are there and you feel like I'm never going to get past this, you can. You just have to put in the work and you have to be determined that you are going to set your goals and you're going to meet them. And it doesn't have to just be dirt bikes. I mean, it could be working out, it could be your diet, it could be even finances or your job, and just setting a plan and making it your goal and working toward that. And I just decided that lupus was not going to control me, that it didn't matter if I was in pain all the time. And the weird thing is now I know that I'm still in pain. Like I still feel it, but it doesn't have control of me. And it is a bizarre thing. And sometimes I wake up and just think, am I in pain? Is my mind that powerful that I have subdued the pain just through the power of my thoughts? And I believe in that wholeheartedly. I do think God has a huge part of that, and my spirituality and prayer has helped me through so much. But it has my mentality changing and my idea of what I'm able to do has opened up a whole world for me. And when I ride through these sections now, because we've ridden Brown for most of the time that I've been riding, and I ride through some sections And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I used to be so scared through here. And I used to be afraid. And now, like, I don't have any fear. And it's just, can I do this better? And if I get stuck, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I've got to wait for Kenneth to come get me. I know that I can get myself unstuck. Is it nice sometimes that he comes and gets me? Yes. Do I still need my knight in shining armor or in shining husky dirt bike gear, moose dirt bike gear? Yes, I still need him and I still want him, and he is my safe place. But I know that if he's not with me, I can still do all these sections by myself, and that is so powerful. And so if you are a woman rider and you feel like that you're never going to get there, or even a beginning rider, you will get there. And it doesn't matter. Your timeline is not anybody else's timeline, and it doesn't matter how slow you are or how much trouble that you have. It only matters that you get out there and do the thing, and do it, and whatever makes you happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, don't do it just for somebody else. Like dirt bikes seriously make me happy. And to have this much trouble as I do, or did, and for it to still make me happy. And it wasn't like I was doing it for anybody. I just feel this connection. I feel this connection to my dad, to God, to nature. And it's just really weird. But I had to stick with it long enough. And I went through a really dark time where I couldn't ride. And lupus sucks. And my joints just hurt too bad. And I think it was at that point that one year I just told Kenneth, I am riding, I'm racing. And if you have to come, because he works for this series, if you have to come get me every race in the woods because I can't keep going, that's fine. I'm just going to do what I can. And once I said that out loud and decided, yes, I still had some hard times. That was probably about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, that I just said, I'm going to ride. And if I can't keep going, I know that I'm not going to die. I'm just not going to be able to move for a while. And there were lots of races where I couldn't. And I did not let that deter me. And I just kept going, changed my diet, changed everything about my life so that I could keep riding, keep racing, and keep doing what I love with the people that I love. And I am fortunate that I've had a strong support system that has cheered me on, yelled at me, fussed at me, let me not get inside of my head, made me feel like I was better than I was until I was as good as they thought I was. So if you're in that position, just keep going. You can do it. I believe in you. I bet you have other people that believe in you. And one day you will get to the point where you're proud of yourself. And you just have to keep saying, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself, even if nobody else is. And eventually you will have things that will manifest for you, that you will say, I cannot believe I'm where I am now. I love you guys. I hope you get out and do something that sets your heart on fire, and that you enjoy life to the fullest, just like we do. Bye.